So you've been asking for another vintage Kirby? Well, here one is. Now don't forget, everything you use in the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. So there's been a lot of requests for another vintage Kirby. Now the last one I picked up was the Classic 3 and that was an amazing find. I will put an old card above linking to that video if you haven't checked that out when I picked that up, and that was from an actual demonstrator. So in today's video we've picked up another vintage Kirby, so grab your coffee and let's dive straight into it. If you know, 2 years ago I picked up the Classic 3 and what an amazing find that was. The refurbishment on that came up fantastic. There will be an old card above, so make sure you check that video out at the end of this one. Now I've had a lot of requests for another vintage Kirby. Now this has took a lot of time to find and we've finally got one. But what is it? Now I'll give you a little bit of a clue. Obviously we've got a fan and we've got a brush roll. So let's dive in and have a look and see what we've got. Okay, so yes, a vintage, it's not a Centria, don't worry. Yes, it's blue. There was another blue Kirby and you may have guessed what it is as we open it. It's a Kirby Tradition. So it's picked up off Marketplace. So let's dive in and see what we've got. Right, so it's come with a dirt meter. We've got some original Kirby bags. Let's open. So we've got 2 original Kirby bags. The bag doesn't look too bad. The hose is a little bit dusty and grimy. So we're going to have to give that a bit of a clean. We're going to have a close-up look at everything. So we'll get this out, get it assembled and then see what else we've got. I was looking at the main machine, the handle spring seems to work fine. I did have an issue with my Classic 3 and I did do a video on how to repair that. So I'll put a link to that at the end. Now when I bought my Classic 3 it looks a lot better condition than this. Let's have a look what tools we've got with it, because we have got some extra tools as well. Then we'll jump around the machine and see what needs to be done. Whether I'm going to be able to get the parts to refurbish this, I'm going to have to check that one out. I think they are getting quite rare. I can still get hold of a couple of Classic 3 parts, but they're not going to be the correct colour for the Tradition. We'll jump in, have a look at what else we got, and then we'll have a look at the machine and see the condition of it. So first up, it came with a pack of bags. We've got a dirt meter for some reason. I didn't even know you could buy a dirt meter back then. We've got the original toolkit. Oh, there you go. So we've got an instruction book. Looks like we're missing the wand. So there's a big wand missing. We've got the curved part. I don't know the name of these tools. Floor tool. Crevice tool. Crevice tools had a lot of use by the looks of it. We've got the pet groomer, duster brush, upholstery tool, mini wall and ceiling brush, and I'm assuming that is the attachment for your floor tool. We've got the original handle, the intake. That looks like that's from a Heritage. They must have lost that at some point because we've got a black one and not a blue one, unless that is what came with it. So we've got the rug renovator system. So we've got a portable shampooer. The shampoo tank, foam's missing, that would have rotted by now anyway. We've got the hose. We've got the shampooer. Doesn't look like it's been used. If it has, it's had minimum use. It's got an original belt on there as well, which is quite surprising. I wouldn't even attempt to wind that one on, these are quite stiff. We've got a chain. If you know what the chain's for, let me know. So we'll pull that back in and see what else we got. Right, so next up it came with a handy butler. And yeah, we're limited on what we've got actually. This isn't as good as what I got with the Classic 3. We've got the drill attachment. We've got the buffer. Buffer doesn't look like it's been used. Got another buffer there. And the handy butler itself. How good that belt's gonna be, I won't know until we try it out. And even if the machine actually works as well. So we'll dive in now and have a look at the initial machine. Right, so you can tell a lot by Kirby by its brush roll and its head unit. So just flip this off. Now one thing I have noticed is this hasn't got the release valve. Now I know the release valve was continued on these, So this must be a later model because there's no release valve like I've got on my Classic 3. On the head we've got the original brush roll and original belt. Again, I wouldn't try and wind that on. That brush roll doesn't look like it's had much wear. Got a slight divot in there, but not too bad. We will be replacing that brush roll anyway because I just find the new brush rolls with the double bearings work better, and there will be links down below if you need to get one of those for your Kirby. And they're pretty easy to adjust as well. I have done a video on how to set the correct height of these older Kirbys as well for that brush roll. Looking at the front, we've got a hole here. Now I know the Traditions did have an issue with this. So if someone sucked up a sock or something and it spun on here, they tend to burn a hole in this plate here for some reason. Or the other reason as well is sometimes if someone's fitted a later Kirby fan and they fitted a generation spline, then that spline will be too long and it will actually hit this and melt it as well. So just make sure if you're changing your fan, you do fit the correct spline and not the generation one, which is about ½ inch, quarter of an inch longer. So we're gonna have to get a new one of those. Bumper wise doesn't look too bad. It's quite worn here. So if I can get hold of a bumper, it'd be great. If there's anyone out there who's got any parts for a Tradition, that would be fantastic. Hit me up, let me know. But at the moment I've been searching around and I cannot find anything. The wheels on this were upgraded. So they changed them and put the Heritage Styles wheels on that were coming later. So they upgraded the wheels, wider wheels, less chance of them breaking. But these do look really, really worn. So I could do some new wheels for it. Now the bag doesn't look too bad. There's no holes in the bag. Handle wise is pretty fine. The spring on the handle, yeah, spring on the handle seems to work. So at least I haven't got to change that like I did with the Classic 3. That was a pain to change that handle spring, and I have done a video on that as well. Take the bag off and we'll look at the fan, see what's the sort of fans in there and the condition of the fan, and then we'll have a look at the bag. Right, so looking at the fan's been upgraded. We've got the grey fan by the looks of it. There's not much damage to that fan, but I will be changing that to a new style fan purely because these grey fans do have a tendency to shatter if anything hits them. The safety switch looks pretty clean, bit of corrosion here, so we're gonna have to go a full polish and clean. The bottom wise, yeah, definitely it's cleaning and polishing. I can't see any dates on here, so I'm not sure what date it is. It has got a stamp on the casting here, but that makes no sense to me because it says a 99 at the end. Now it's obviously not a 1999, but if you know what year it is, let me know. And let me know where I can find the dates as well of the build. So on the part code there, it's got a 78 at the end, so it might be a 1978. But you can see those wheels need changing definitely. So we've got some definite corrosion here. We're not going to open it up today. We will do that in a following video and see how we're going with it. And we've got a few scratches, so we're going to get all these buffed out as well. I will do this by hand, just so people can see it can be done by hand. And then I'll probably finish it off on the buffer as well, but I will do it by hand to start with. I was looking at the bag. This was the last mini emptier that actually came with that aluminium colour. After that, the Heritage 84 was powder coated. So it's the last one with this actual initial design. I mean, that's pretty clean inside. This was the first model to have disposable bags on offer. So they did change the system. So this bit clipped in, and I'm not sure if you can do this for the Classic 3 or buy this part. This was Kirby's way of converting it to disposable bags, or you could still buy the shakeout bag version of this. Bag looks pretty clean. Probably do with a bit of a vacuum out as well, but it doesn't look too bad. Obviously that's the bag system. The hose needs a bit of a clean as well. I think the worst parts on these normally is down the bottom here. Normally get a bit of grime, but it looks like it's been cleaned out pretty well as it is. I will give this bag a vacuum off and a wash before we jump into the next video anyway. I'm just going to turn it on and see if it actually works. Right, so we've got a little bit of a whiner, so I'm assuming that might be one of the bearings going on it as well. The belt's not wound on. That light went out for some reason, so it looks like the bulb might have just blown for some reason. Can't believe that. So we'll probably have to change the bulb. We'll just turn it on again and see if that bulb comes back on. Right. How weird is that? The bulb came back on. I thought the bulb had blown. Now, I don't want to try it with the belt on because we've got the original belt and we're going to have to change that. And as well as that, I don't know where this brush roll's been either, so I don't want to use that brush roll. I want to get a new brush roll in there, get it nice and clean before I do use it on my carpets. And don't forget, if you're using the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that quick unboxing of that Kirby Tradition. Whether I got an amazing find, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you've got a Tradition. And for those of you struggling with your pre-generation Kirby not picking up, check out this video next. And for those who want to change your fan on your pre-generation Kirby, check out this video next. So thanks for watching, happy cleaning, and I'll catch you in the next one.